Hans Wormhat.
Hi, Hans, if that is your real name. Because, well, it isn't anymore, is it? For some reason, it's now RFTKOHIAH. Which I gotta be honest with you, Rochester, aka the artist formerly known as Hans. I don't think that's quite as catchy as Hans. So I'm gonna stick to that. What does Reykjavik mean, anyway? Oh, right. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Obviously. I mean, that's exactly what Mr. God of the Goddington Smides wanted with all his clever big brain sayings. To be turned into incoherent gibberish. I mean, it's not that far off. Also, if it was me, I would totally make it repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
So this is a quick video on how school is there to make you dumb.
Schools make you dumb? Well, they clearly failed you, Hans. Everything is fake. Rio de Janeiro Wormhat. Although that really is assuming you even went to one beyond, like, say, about infant school. Because seriously, your understanding of the world does seem to stop at about a 5-year-old's understanding of the world. Well, that's not fair. A really, really dumb 5-year-old's understanding of the world. You know, that one kid who always found new and creative ways to insert crayons into his body. I swear to God, if and when that guy makes it to adulthood, and then does the dead, the autopsy is going to be, well, let's just say very colourful.
It's not there to actually teach you truth about the world. It's there to teach you false things about the world.
Yeah, like that algebra stuff is useful? Trying to trick me into thinking that letters are numbers? Pshaw, I say. As my hands-level education taught me very well, letters are for words and numbers are for counting. And on that note, the other lie, that there are more than 10 numbers? Well, then why do I have 10 fingers if I'm supposed to count beyond that, eh? Checkmate, fiestas.
Things that take you away from God.
Oh, noes! Learning things takes you away from God. Well, that does put you in quite a pickle, doesn't it? I mean, your assertion that they teach falsehoods? Not really true, is it? I mean, from school to school, there's certain, let's call them priorities, but in general, to get an actual, formal, official education, they have to reach certain educational standards, and a big part of those standards is teaching facts about reality. But if getting taught facts about reality makes you less likely to believe, I have a funny feeling that believing might have been the big silly for you. It doesn't make the facts less true just because they make you sad.
And it's there to teach you ridiculous things and get you to eventually believe them just by
saying them over and over again? Like that everything in the world is some kind of giant conspiracy, or that the world is flat under a dome, or that literally any animal that you haven't seen is some kind of robot or model or a f***ing guy in a suit. Oh no, wait. That's what you do. Schools, in general, teach you things by having you learn and then apply that knowledge, especially when it comes to the sciences. That's why they have you do experiments and shit, or showing you're working out in maths. Now, that's not to say all schools are amazingly good at it. There are certain issues with institutions that just try to get kids to pass tests and not much else, and that is a legitimate problem. But it's not a problem with the facts, only the technique. The facts are still like facts.
bashing it into you enough, you'll eventually believe it because everybody around you believes it, and it keeps being shouted at you over and over again.
Ah, yeah, that takes me back. I remember my school days, kind of. And he's not wrong about the bashing. I mean, why do you think I wear a helmet now? No knowledge is getting in here. Take that, teachers. Especially you, Mrs. Bashworths. Not getting another piece of information into my head again. Tell you that for nothing.
So you eventually just lose that good instinct. Your God-given instincts.
Ah, yes, instinct. That thing that tells you things that aren't true, constantly. It's the more feeling-based cousin of common sense. But as I have said before, anything, and I mean anything, that you figure out about the world using your squishy human senses and feelings are subject to multiple faults with your perception. That's why science guys take measurements and write things down over and over and over in multiple ways to try and remove the human's propensity to do the stupid. Basically the opposite of how you judge the world, which is more stupid, more betterer, apparently.
So the example I'm going to do in this video is gravity.
Oh, god damn it, Hans. So this is going to be school makes you dumb because I don't understand how gravity works. That's just fucking great. Fine, let's let him do the stupid. I mean, It's not like that's literally what we are all here for. Don't lie to me, people. You know you love it.
Gravity doesn't exist.
Then riddle me this, Batman. You know when you are trying to tie your shoelaces? Okay, when you're putting on your Velcro... Okay. When you put your slip-ons on, but you need to check to see that they're on properly because you don't know how slip-ons work, and you go tumbling to the floor, ending up on your back like a flipped tortoise, what exactly do you think causes that to happen? I mean, by rights, no gravity and you should just end up right back on your feet again. But that doesn't happen. It seems there might be some sort of force at play.
Gravity is the made-up idea that matter or mass attracts mass.
I mean, you say made up, but that's exactly what happens. As the previous mental demonstration was supposed to illustrate, you were pulled towards the Earth almost inescapably. And you should be glad of it, because if gravity stopped existing right now, you would be catapulted to a spacey death. Unless you were inside a building or something, of course. Then you wouldn't go to space at all. You would be man-mushed against whatever surface got in your way, instantly turning you into a human smoothie. Oh, sorry. I think I need to go grab a snack. All these man-flesh mince words are making me hungry for some reason.
Have you ever seen mass attract mass?
Yes. Behold! Are you not impressed by my mighty powers? I alone caused the very earth itself to attract this object to it. I am the master of all forces. All shall worship me from here on out as the greatest, most powerful and attractive person of all.
Have you ever seen something like stick to the side of an elephant or...
Well, yes, but it was rather long, brown and sticky. That's right. It was a stick. But yeah, of course things don't get visibly attracted and stuck to other things by gravity on Earth. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a rather large object that's pretty much always around. Haha, get it? Around. But yeah, it doesn't stick to the elephant because it's being completely overpowered by the, well, planet-sized object right next to it. That the elephant is stuck to as well. You expecting the object to stick to the elephant is like expecting a paper fan to move a tennis ball while there's a fucking jet engine behind it.
No. I've never observed mass attract mass, ever.
I mean, I'll be honest, with my understanding of you, I have a funny feeling that attraction is just one of those things that escapes you in your day-to-day existence. That you have never seen anyone or anything attracted to another, probably because you start most of your conversations. Send this video to people who believe in pandas.
And they get you to believe gravity just through lying to you. They just lie.
Yeah, they just lie. And show you how to prove how it works for yourself. And you can go just do those things that will prove that it works how they say it works, and does exactly that, which is how you know they're lying, because if they were telling the truth, then it wouldn't work at all, somehow.
And what they tell you is, the reason things fall is because gravity. That's what they tell you.
Right, at a really basic level, that's how it's explained. Like my 5-year-old's understanding thing that I said about yourself. It's really not even a joke at this point. If you asked, say, a physics major how gravity works, you would get a significantly more nuanced and complicated answer. But you've never thought to do that, apparently. Or you have, and as soon as it took more than 3 words to explain, aka wasn't just, 'cause gravity, though, your brain misfired and you slammed to the floor and a large puddle of drool formed around your head. Funnily enough, both things that work because gravity happens, ironically.
And I remember, children have great instincts. Better than adults. Children are more observant than adults, big time.
I'll say children have fewer biases than adults tend to, so they notice things that we have learned to ignore out of familiarity mostly. But that doesn't mean that children are smart, necessarily, or that they can understand things that require study to fully grasp without having done said study. Also, they are still humans with all the flaws inherent to that design. The only good thing is they aren't allowed to drink, leaving more for me. So, swings and roundabouts, I guess.
Having children, you'll notice how observant they are. You can have a giant mess of a child's room, and if you go in there and move one of their things or you take away one of their things, they'll know right away.
Will they, though? Apart from the fact that their room should already be tidy, I'm not asking you again. Yes, I'll play Smash Brothers with you when you have finished, obviously. No, I don't know why I'm shouting. It's probably because I'm wearing headphones. Love you. Anyway, what the hell was I doing? Oh no, I'm still making a video. Oh man, that means I don't get to play Ultimate later. Sad face.
Children are super observant, way more so than your, average.
Listen, Hans Wormhat or Rasputin or whatever your name is now. I don't know, I'm not really paying attention. What's going on here and why can I taste blood and shame?
A sleep person. And so...
Still, you gotta love that top-notch presentation style, and of course, asleep people. The more I hear that, the more I hate it. It's just so up your arse arrogant. Me am so smart. Everybody else doing sleep, but not me. My brain hoog and full of mind. You all stupid, 'cause you don't believe a looby booby gon' get you. I have never heard a person I consider to be smart use the term asleep or sheeple or whatever unironically. I wonder why that is.
The very first time, I'll just tell about the time that I was told about gravity the very first time.
Let me guess, you didn't understand it or were given a simplified or just plain wrong explanation and decided that since it didn't make sense to you, you were now not ever going to believe in it, regardless of how well it was explained to you to help you understand in the future, 'cause gravity and the fake geysers.
They tell you the whole apple falling on a tree, and of course that's a shout out to the Garden of Eden, apple.
What the f***? It's about f***ing Isaac Newton, you friggin' simpleton. It's got nothing to do with the Garden of Eden. You know that there are other places where apples exist, right? Not every mention of a thing is a reference to another thing with that object or person or whatever in it. This is exactly the kind of thinking that makes you think that every bad thing that happens to you is part of some grand conspiracy. The only grand conspiracy is that no one sits you down age 3 to tell you that it's all downhill from here. Doubly problematic that they didn't do that for you. Poor little baby Hans had no idea what a complete ideological train wreck he was going to become.
It's, Eve eating the apple off the tree.
See, even if you want to go that route and say that, yeah, look, she did that and got all the knowledge of good and evil, then he saw the apple fall and got the knowledge of how gravity works. It still goes against your idea that it's a lie. She learned more about the universe. He learned more about the universe. And obviously, God was a whiny little so-and-so about it, because the more humans learn, the less he is relevant. Until, eventually, he just stops existing at all, because you end up realising people made him up. Although, I guess that means he will stop moaning, so good.
And so they tell you the story about how the apple falls because of gravity. That doesn't make any sense.
He's got us there. I mean, apples falling because of gravity. What kind of gibberish is that? Everybody knows that apples fall because of the shock they receive when seeing the end of Shutter Island. You know the bit where it turns out that Leonardo da Vinci had killed the woman and the men and even the younglings too. Something about sand, apparently.
What? So it's just density and buoyancy.
It's just density and buoyancy. What does that even mean? Those things function the way they do because of gravity. You galactic smooth brain. That's not an argument against gravity. That's you saying, I know literally nothing about the mechanics of how the universe works. Please, 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 come and point at me whilst honking.
And it's always simple. They overcomplicate the simple. The truth is simple and it makes sense.
Not always, but that's just you, isn't it? If the idea is complicated and I don't understand it, it must be a lie. Because it couldn't possibly be that I am a moron. No, I am smart and I understand these laughably simplistic ideas that describe nothing and can't be used to do anything. Those ideas over there that are getting people into space and building self-driving cars, those are the lies. Now I'm just going to get back to beating myself on the head with my smart rock. It's smart because it's covered in my brains.
Here's the truth. Objects go down unless they're stopped by another object. That's the truth.
Yes, Hans. They do, Hans. But things have to happen for a reason. In this case, gravity. In your case, I can only assume it is also because of gravity, slamming you headfirst repeatedly into the ground the very day you were born.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstar Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the